What the fuck? Hey, what's up? I don't know if you have noticed in the previous videos, but I'm using two monitors now. When I have the chance, I really like to upgrade my gear. Recently, I have also changed my graphics card, and now I have upgraded my old HD monitor with two 27-inch 4K monitors. I will not go in details, but if you want, leave me a comment below and I will make a video about how to purchase a monitor for design and video editing. Before purchasing the monitors, I had only one thing in mind. Do I really need them? Do I really need a 4K dual monitor setup? Do we really need the latest, best, more expensive gear? We always have the tendency to want the latest product. We buy that new thing, but technology evolves so fast that it's already old. Did we become so materialistic, or have we grown up like this? Is it only about the status, or having more megapixels will make us more creative? Are we in a race to keep up with others? Are we trapped in a buying loop? What about you? Do you need this? I would love to hear your opinion down in the comments. What do you think? Do we really need the best gear in order to be creative? I'm not saying that buying things is good or bad. It's very personal to each one of us. This tool could be very useful in my hands, but useless in the hands of someone else. I'm talking more about professional gear, and if we truly need it as creatives in order to create. This thinking got me nostalgic about my old laptop. When I was back in high school, my father bought me this. You probably don't know this brand, and it cost around 200 euros, had 2 GB of RAM, a crappy CPU, and it was always overheating. But I was taking good care of it. I learned how to clean it, repair it, and upgrade it. I have even built a custom cooler for it from wood. I used 2 spare fans and a USB for power. Yep, it still works. You see, back then I didn't even have the money to buy a cooler, so I needed to find a DIY solution. What I'm trying to say is that of course you should buy new gear, but until then you should learn to work and appreciate the things that you already own. And don't make excuses or discourage yourself if you don't have the latest gear. You don't need it. Actually, if you don't have it, you will find a more creative way in order to make what you want. For example, right now I'm filming on the Canon 600D, a really old camera. It's not a full frame, doesn't follow focus, has no stabilization or a touchscreen, but it doesn't matter. Even if I buy a $5,000 camera, I will be creating the same videos if I first don't learn more about filmmaking. So I'm editing the video and realize I forgot to make an honorable mention. There is a small team of kids in Nigeria called Critics Company. They recently went viral for creating those awesome sci-fi videos with nothing more than their phones and a really old laptop for editing that takes weeks to render even simple stuff.
The system is really slow, like it takes time to render. Our 5-minute short film called Chase took on like almost 2 days to render.
They were recently mentioned on Dance video and invited to the governor's house, on the TED stage, CNN, African News, Al Jazeera and Hollywood. I'm really happy to live in an era that technology allows us to accomplish things in ways that weren't possible before. Those kids with all those restrictions and struggles are proving a point. We have no excuses. Back to the main video. Through my graphic designing school, I used this laptop to design, edit and render videos. I have even used it to create 3D environments. Obviously, I was doing one thing at a time and I was working really slow. And when I say slow, I was working fast, but I was waiting for it to process something. Then work again, wait for it, then work again. And after 10 years, it still works. It looks beat up, but I wouldn't change this for the best computer in the world, because for me it's more than an old laptop. This is a gift from my father. Maybe it wasn't the best one out there, but this is the one that he could afford at the time, and I'm really grateful about that. Because the truth is, this is all I needed, nothing more. This is where I started creating, learning, and received my first paycheck for a project. Actually, this paid for the workstation that I own now. When you're using what you have and you're getting better and better, and now you're getting paid from this, then you should start to invest money back to that. It doesn't matter how many resources you have, if you don't know how to use them, they will never be enough. Don't think like, what should I buy next? Instead, ask yourself, how can I improve? It could be an online course, a piece of gear, or a book. So, did the dual monitor setup increase my productivity? Yes. Should you buy one? I don't know. You are the only one that truly knows if you need it. So I'm not saying we shouldn't buy new things. Of course we will, but we should appreciate the things that we own before we move on.